Today we are going to speak about a topic I really like. Personally, it's about minimalism and about how minimalism can make your life better, cleaner, and more enjoyable, obviously. And as always, actually, I have my best guest here next to me, and we are going to share this together. So I will first. So I'm Pierre actually, and I love minimalism. I have been a minimalist for now. Wow, for now quite a long time. I mean, actually, since I left my parents' house, but even when I was living back home in my parents' house room, I it was so important for me to have a room, an environment that helped me in my life. So to be always, like if I had a lot of things in my room, I felt not really good because it added a lot of things in my brain. It wasn't really clean for me, and yeah, everything made me much simple when I started to travel and when I started to travel a bit around the world, and because I decided to travel with just a backpack, no luggage, just a backpack that fits in the plane's cabin, and that's it. And I think it really helped me for a lot of things. Now, obviously, minimalism is to me is more about having good things and only one thing that does one thing at a time. Don't have, for instance, two pairs of scissors, but just one. Because it's at the end of the day, it's just a pair of scissors. But however, when I say minimalism, I don't mean about. I mean, to me, it's something that makes you happier. It shouldn't make you sad, or when we think about minimalism, we think about, I don't know, a house with just one couch and one tiny table, and that's it. I don't always mean that way. Although at my place it's a little bit, it's not like that, I believe, but it's not. I mean, it's not. It's a bit. I mean, it's not that far away from there, but it's just about how you like it. Like you should just. It has to reflect what you want and just have what you need. So, what about you, my dear guest? So, first, I'll let you introduce yourself and how minimalism is important or not important for you.
Okay, so hi, I'm Elle. So I guess you would. I'm actually recalling my past self before. I was thinking, huh, I too didn't have a lot of things, but I didn't really realize that um, I was practicing something. Although it was like it's nothing for me. Most of the time I just wear my work uniform, and I don't go out. Like I don't go out to the mall. I don't do those things. So most of the time it's just my uniform
All the time? I
all
mean,
the
do you mean
time.
from your house to your workplace?
Yes, all the time.
And at your home, what do you wear?
Oh yeah, I wear two. I have these two pairs of shorts and two pairs of t-shirt that I wear. The other one is dirty. I'll wear the other one and wash the other one. It's like a cycle for both of them. Same for my sister actually. She does the same.
Oh,
And then we don't. But
nice.
then she has a lot of things. We
Yeah,
don't realize that we accumulate a lot of things, but we only use the uniform for work and
that's good.
two of those things.
So this is about clothes.
Yes, this is about clothes.
Yes. So
And
just for the information, where we live here is quite hot, so that's why you are not speaking about jacket or about
oh no,
scarf or
yes,
because yes,
where I lived before, but now I have moved somewhere. So yeah,
it's still a warm place
it's
though.
still a warm place. And then but then I actually started y- trying to channel minimalism in my life. So I was I started donating clothes that I don't wear
Oh
to
yeah,
Red Cross, which is a really a freeing activity, I would say, because you don't use those clothes anymore. So what's the point of keeping them? And then
Exactly,
also
yeah.
keep my desk clean all the time. Nothing
And
must be on the desk.
by the way,
Yeah.
just about what you just said about donating your clothes to Red Cross, I think it's a really good idea because it's not just to free a little bit the space and your closet at home and to feel better at your place. It's also about when you donate something, you feel a kind of a gratitude. I mean, you feel like it's about helping someone who needs something and you have way too many clothes, and when you donate, you when you help someone else, you feel good, you feel like I did something good today.
And also, it's good for the environment, I would say. Throwing
Exactly,
away clothes
because
is not,
we
it's not it.
prevent we creating new things we don't need.
Yes. We give the
it's
clothes new home.
it's more about circulating the same thing. If the t-shirt or the shirt you gave to Red Cross is still perfectly fine, like no stains, like you know no scratch, I mean nothing
No
is
holes.
no holes, then it's fine. So why would you bin it? I mean, why would you put it in the trash? It
Yeah,
doesn't really.
it's still, usable.
Exactly. If you have a place where you can donate your clothes nearby where you live, why not?
Yes, which is perfect because I do have a place to donate nearby where I live.
Mm.
But yes, anyway, I donated, and I think I still have a lot of clothes in my closet. So I was thinking, maybe I should look up minimalism, like how like in a minimalism perspective,
Yes.
how many clothes should one person have? And they say no more than 40.
To me, it sounds still a lot.
Still a lot.
A lot.
I
Now it
counted.
depends, because even if you have winter clothes, I mean, for me, I'm not easily cold, so I never have a jacket. Uh, I prefer to have two shirts than one jacket. Two shirts. It's like fashion to me. But obviously, when you live in a cold place during winter and when it's really hot during summer, well, it's a little bit harder, but still, you have always a way. When it's summer, you put all your winter clothes in one box, and then it's the time to filter. I mean, to tidy them and to check, to organize them, and to see what clothes is not good anymore, and you can throw them away. And when it's winter, all the summer clothes you put in a box, and again, it's the time to do a cleanup of the clothes you had before, and just to throw them the other one away. But to me, the best is just to have like, yeah, 4 shirts, and I mean, try to have clothes that is suitable for winter and summer. That's just icing on the cake. Now again, depends. Some people, they really like to wear a lot of different clothes, a lot of different kind of dress, but usually you end up always wearing the 20% of what you have, and the 80% of the clothes you just wear them for, like, I don't know, a special occasion. Which doesn't happen very often, and if it does happen, you can still rent one. Nowadays it's so easy to rent a clothes, or just go to those kind of online renting markets. Just rent one for a day, because that otherwise you will store it for the whole life there, and after you will have it will smell dust, and it won't smell very good, and you will have to throw it away anyway. So it's better to rent it.
So yeah, that's right. So moving back to me counting
exactly.
the clothes in my wardrobe. So yeah, it's a lot less than 40. And here I am thinking, well, that's still a lot. So yeah, I was thinking, maybe I'm in the right path, but not as much, not there yet. I am not there yet. I am in the right path, but I'm not there yet. But the thing is, actually, for this year, I'm a bit proud of myself because I only bought 4 clothes.
Oh yeah,
That's
amazing.
It's amazing for me.
Because just what you needed. Because
Just what I
sometimes
needed.
it says it's Black Friday, and you're tempting to buy things you actually don't need.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My only let's speak a bit about Black Friday. My only purchase is just one shirt. That's it, which is good. It was a good shirt.
Yeah. And it's funny because usually it's when you have when you move to another place, when you move house, is when you realize, wow, actually I had way more than I thought.
You're right.
You
You're
think, oh
right.
no, I don't have a lot. And when you have to move to another place, then you open every like every locker, cupboard, closet, drawer, and whatsoever, and you see, wow, I have this, I have this, I have also that, and then another drawer, oh yes, I have still this, I didn't even think I had that. And sometimes when when you live in a at one place for a little while, you even don't think you have something, so you buy one and actually you had it already in your house.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't recently move, but yes, I did move. It was a lot of things, and after um, 5 rides of Didi, which costed us more than $100,
Oh wow, you can buy a nice dress for
I could
that
have
amount of money.
saved that amount of money, more than $100, just
Yeah.
transporting things that do I
Exactly. I
really need
know
these
it
things?
sounds a bit silly.
I
It's the same
know.
when someone moves to another house, another place. Well, sometimes you have to, sometimes it's in a different country, so you have to buy the transportation by boat, by ferry, or whatsoever, and it costs you a lot of money. And you think, why do I have that? For what? Does it make my life happy to have this in my house? Even sometimes a really simple furniture, but it's just a bit pointless. And you think, wow, why I have this decoration? If it doesn't make you happy, if it makes your life more miserable or less free, because it's harder to move actually, and like even for you, I believe your place to the other place with the DD, the kind of Uber, it was not very far away.
No,
So
it
the
was
place you
not.
moved was like just a few kilometers away, and still it costed you $100 because obviously by bus or by public transport it wasn't easy, it was too much, and it was more convenient probably with a Didi, but then you had to do it
Five
five rides,
times.
five rides, which is actually
It's a
quite
lot.
a lot.
I know, and then I was thinking, did I ever use some of this stuff? I mean,
Yeah, that's
so yeah, now I'm thinking about donating all of the things. While you were speaking, actually, I was thinking about all the shoes that didn't use. I should donate them because what's the point of keeping them? That's the thing. What's the point? And sometimes when we think about when we see sales, when we see it's only $10, we say
ten
that's
dollars
good.
for today, and tomorrow it will be again full
Yeah,
price.
that's a
So
good price, but then you don't actually need it.
no, you don't. Sometimes you think, oh, it's $2. I must buy it, but you don't need it. So because after if it makes your life more miserable, or sometimes it takes a lot of space in your head. Like, I don't know, some people, they have a rubber duck, the yellow.
Yeah, but remember that
For
it says
what?
quack quack.
Exactly, but for what? They don't need it actually, and after it gets dust, and you put it somewhere, and it just takes space, and it doesn't make your life happy. So even if it's $1, why would you buy it? It's bad for the environment because they produce more. Then if you're a consumer, more people buy, the more they have to produce them. You store them, you never use them. It doesn't improve your life quality. It actually decreases your life quality in the long term because, for instance, when you have to move to another place, but also when you have to clean up your place, or still it takes space in your head because it's still somewhere and you have less space. I don't know, maybe it's in a drawer, and then you have a lot of, it makes your drawer not tidy. And when your place is not tidy, it decreases your life quality even when you are not aware, because your brain, unconsciously you are aware that something is not, like, it takes space in your head. You see always a lot of it's too messy, and it's hard to be well in an environment, in a house that is not tidy. You buy a beautiful house, a big house, and then you just use it as a storage place. It's so sad. You have a garage. You say, wow, I have a garage. It's so good. And then you just store a lot of things you never use. You should always see shops, stores as a storage place. So you just buy what you need, only what you need. If you just move to one place. You know, you are single. You are single. You are going to rent your first apartment, for instance. Why would you buy 4 plates and four pairs of cutleries? Because you are just one. You say, yeah, but when I will invite friends, when I will meet someone, when I will invite my family over. But if it doesn't happen tomorrow, you have time. Use the stores as the storage place, not your own place. So when your family is coming over, when your friends is coming over, just before, go to the shop and buy what you need. The shops should always be the storage place, never your home. Never.
That's right. Even okay.
Just buy one plate when you're alone. Don't buy two, because if you know someone will come, well, you can always grab one quickly, or you will always find a solution. You can always say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't feel like going to eat at my place. Let's take some food, take away, or yes."
Yeah, that's right. So even when you're single, it's much easier to be a minimalist. But when you have kids,
oh yes,
that's it.
Yeah.
But then
because also it's not just about you. It's also people who give clothes and gifts to you. It's not, you cannot decide sometimes what comes to your house, because sometimes you have a lot of things you received, and then it's a time when you have to make choice. Okay, I don't like this. Maybe that person, the next time I will invite that person will be a bit a bit disappointed that it's not in my house anymore. But I never asked for having that. It's my house, it's my life. If that person is disappointed, well, why I should leave this in my place if I don't like it? I should just give it to someone else who maybe will enjoy more than me. It's just fine. That person offered it to me. I was happy to receive something, even if I don't like what I received. It will make your life worse if you leave it in your house for longer, because if you don't like it, if it makes your place not tidy, it's worse. Sometimes we buy things that actually make our home worse than better. We should only buy things that help our life in the daily basis.
Yeah, but going back to having kids,
Yes.
I sometimes go to houses to do some jobs for them, and I've seen almost the same dynamic of family. There's a father, there's a mother, 2 kids. One kid is less than a year or less than 2 years old.
Yes.
They have the same, but then the other house, they're much more. They have less things, I would say.
Do you mean they have also 2 kids?
They also have 2 kids.
Same setup.
Same setup, same
Smaller
family
house?
dynamic. Almost the same house. Wait,
Oh, yeah.
let me just count. 3 bedrooms. The other one is actually they have 4 bedrooms, the other one, and they use the other bedroom for storage. It was a lot of things. I think the problem with the other family is that they don't know when to let go, because the other family is like they have a tidy house. Nothing, no clutters. There's TVs, there's bookshelves, there's not a lot of things. The kids' room, they're so clean.
Wow.
Not much choice. But in the other house, they don't have much choice for the kids, but the clothes are just
Wow, a lot.
everywhere.
That's really interesting. So it's kind of the opposite. Same kind of family.
Same family dynamic.
Yes,
but
same
the,
family
the,
dynamic.
the practice in the family is different. And you can see that, yes, it is possible to own less things, but still have kids. It's possible.
Definitely.
It's just how you see and do your shopping, perhaps, or your perception in what to buy and what to let go. That's important, because sometimes
What
you
to
think,
let go.
yes,
Sometimes it's hard to you know, sometimes it's maybe sentimental or I don't know.
Not even. You would think, oh, maybe I'd still use this.
Yeah, maybe.
But you didn't for the
no,
past 3 years.
then you will not use it. It's
Never.
really likely. And if you really need, sometimes you can use another tool to do the same thing. Like in my place right now, maybe it will sound a bit funny for some people, but I think it's nice. I don't have a pot. I don't have a pot, so when I cook rice, no, not rice because I have a rice cooker actually. But when I cook pasta or even hot chocolate, I use the rice cooker for doing that. You know, you just have to use your creativity, and it works perfectly fine actually. A rice cooker does everything: rice, pasta, even potatoes. Yeah, I did potatoes and carrots, vegetables, and hot chocolate. So why do you need something else that will take much more space, especially a pot? Sometimes it takes a lot of space in the cupboard. So you have to see if you think, oh, maybe I might need it later. Maybe you have something that you can use. I mean, you can use the thing. It's not made for that, but it will do the same.
Do the same job, that's
Exactly
right.
the same job.
Even sometimes I boil my water in the rice cooker for my coffee.
For your coffee or for your tea, yeah.
Yeah, because
Definitely, and it takes really space. A kettle, a rice cooker, then you have a few pots, then you have, different kind of pots. You have those kind of pots with the steam as well, the steam cooker, and then you have, I don't know, the blender, and then you have a hand mixer, and so on and so on and so on. And your kitchen, you had a really nice kitchen, a really nice kitchen tops, bench tops, and after there are a lot of things on it, and you cannot enjoy it anymore. You cannot even eat there if you wish to, because it's just too messy. So you had a really good kitchen, a really big one with a lot of space, really luxury, and at the end, unfortunately, you end up with a lot of things on it. And what's the point? If
Yeah.
on your countertop you have too many things, it means there's a problem. Like normally, what you have, if you use it on daily basis, it's okay to have like the rice cooker just on the bench top. But otherwise, it doesn't really make sense.
You know what? Sometimes when you see an empty space, it's like it's too tempting to put things in there. No, it's like it's not supposed to be there, but you do it anyway, which
Exactly.
it's just it's one of the human things that we do. It's just like a bit annoying, I would say.
I know, yeah. I believe also getting rid of some things. I mean, sometimes you have to get rid of a lot of clothes, and it's so hard because, again, it's a bit against our human nature, I would say. Like, it's hard for us to get rid of a lot of things. We prefer to store them just in case because, sometimes we are a bit anxious. Oh, what happened if? But nowadays you have shops just, next door nearly. So if
No,
you
live
need
for
it,
now.
just go and shop. And now even better, you just go on Amazon, you shop, and then the next day someone will just deliver it at your house, at your door. So what's the matter? If you really need something, in a few hours you can have it.
Yeah.
And if you have neighbors, you can always, especially if you want to, go to expand your comfort zone. If you want to, going out of your comfort zone, you can always knock to your neighbor door and ask, oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I don't have a pot. Do you mind if I borrow one? And usually they will say, oh yeah, of course, don't worry. And then you say, oh, by the way, I'm Tom, I'm Pierre. Nice to meet you. And then it helps. It's good because you meet your neighbors, and at the same time,
You create a relationship,
Yeah, and-
establish rapport.
why do you need a pot? And then you give back the pot. Obviously, if you do that every night, then you need to buy a pot. But if
But
it does
once
happen,
in a while,
yes.
let's just say once every 3 months.
Exactly,
Yes.
definitely.
Also, I think it's one of our, I would say, flaws is our constant desire to fill empty
Oh
spaces with
yes,
things, including
indeed.
silence. You know, you can't be quiet.
Sometimes when we
Yeah.
have a conversation, we yeah, you are totally right. We tend to fill the empty space with when we speak in a conversation in a house, like having a living room with nothing for people. For most of them, they say, "Oh, you just
It kind
moved
of
in,
looks
right?"
empty. Yeah.
Yes, and okay, in my case, it's not empty. I have
It almost is, to be honest. His house is
yes,
almost
so
empty.
but you know, I do have a kind of a Japanese style low tables with cushions. So you know, you eat on a coffee big coffee table, kind of big. I mean, enough for 2 or 4 people, I would say. And you know, small table. I have actually a table that fits perfectly for outside and inside. So when the weather is not good, that table stays in my living room. When the weather is really sunny, I put it outside on my balcony, and then I can enjoy the sunshine, you know, the sunlight. So why I need 2 tables, one for outside, one for inside. If I know that I cannot duplicate myself to be at the same time outside and inside, just have one table and just move it. Especially when it's a small table, it's so easy to move it from indoor to outdoor. So yeah, this fixes all the problem, and you just need one thing. That's it.
Yeah, and also sometimes some things are better when they're a small version of something. It's like having a small chopping board, having a small table. It's
It's
much more
easier to place,
convenient.
and it's easier to
Yeah.
place when you move somewhere else as well. It's much easier to find a good place for it. When it's big, you know, if you have a big table or I don't know, something else, it's so hard to find a good place, you know, that can fit it.
Yeah, that's right. And also it's like having a big chopping board, I would say it takes space. So that's why
It does, yeah.
this
So
Mr. Pierre here chose a really small chopping board, but the quality is good. It's wood.
it's good, and actually we don't need a bigger one. Like
No.
usually, I don't know for you, but in my case, when I cook, I don't need a bigger one. Yeah, it's like, you know, sometimes we are always thinking about, oh, this the other one, like that shopping board, and maybe, you know, it's just $1 extra. So maybe it's better because, you know, maybe one day I will have to chop, I don't know, a lot of vegetables, and I need a bigger size shopping board. But usually, in most of cases, most of the cases, you are always fine with like the basic one. Indeed.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's crazy because I think it's really human nature. We always, you know, especially when we go to a furniture shop, we see a lot of things, and there are a lot of things on sales, and we are so tempted to buy. Oh, you know, we go there for to buy maybe just one table, or I don't know, one shopping board or whatsoever, and then we leave the store with like 5 or 7 extra items we didn't need at first. And it's just because, I don't know, we thought, oh, that's nice, I like it. Or, you know, it's the same for a timer. Sometimes, you know, you would buy, I don't know, just a kitchen timer, you know, that kind of a
Oh yeah.
tomato egg timer. And actually, you have one in your phone, you have one elsewhere. Yeah, sometimes it's nice, especially when you want to be disconnected, to not use your phone as a timer. But maybe you have a watch, and maybe that watch has a timer built in. Maybe you have something else. Maybe you can use Google or a website to set a timer on. That's it.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
you always find a way, actually, like we think with less, like when we are not used to be minimalist, we are, it's a bit scary. And you know, especially the society, I think also the society say, oh, like in my case, sometimes it's the parents, it's the education. Like in my case, sometimes my mom says to me, oh, you just have this, and what happened if, I don't know, um, you just have one chair, like I showed to her my table with one chair, and she said, yes, but when someone come over, you just have one chair. And I said to her, well, I have also two stools, and there's always a solution. But she said, yeah, but one table and one chair, for her, like always what we see on the display in the shop, or I don't know, on a magazine, yeah, everywhere. It's like one table, two chairs, or one table, four chairs. But one table, one chair, one table, three chairs sounds a bit, well,
One moment.
sounds a bit, I was about to sneeze, sounds a bit, not usual.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
Unusual, yes.
Normal, no, being normal is an illusion. Who knows what's the right kind of normal, So yeah, as long as you're not hurting people,
Just be happy.
just be happy. I mean, why am I?
Just
Yeah.
listen yourself and don't get influenced by the society. I mean, by
Yeah.
others.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that minimalism is being widely practiced now and much more accepted, because before a lot of people would think it's weird, but now as society progress, we're much more into living principles
Indeed,
and
yes.
practicing principles, which is really nice too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's the same for so many other things. I mean, when you just buy one thing but a good quality thing, it also helps you, to buy less in the long term. Like, I don't know, you would buy one laptop or one phone, but a good quality one. You will have it for longer, and so you won't have to buy a new one every time. The same for clothes. When you have a good quality shirt, it will be with you for a really long time, and you can always wear the same kind of shirt. In my case, obviously, I don't have just one shirt. I have like five, but 4, 5. Now I have a little bit more, but a bit more of shirts. But it's like, if it's good quality, you don't have to buy a cheap quality one every
3 months.
6 months. Yes,
Actually,
and
that's-
if you do that, it won't fit you very well, and you will have way more. It's just nice to have just the really good ones, but just in a little amount.
Yeah, it's like minimalism, but for the environment.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you buy cheap things and then you just use them for 6 months, it's basically killing the environment
Definitely.
slowly.
Yes, it
Just-
does.
Yeah.
Especially when we are 8 billion.
Oh wow, we're 8 billion now.
I think
Jesus Christ.
nearly. Yes, we do. We do nearly. And yeah.
Should we start practicing minimalism with kids? I'm just
But
kidding.
you see, it's funny. It's the same for books you would buy or things like that. I mean, in my case, I have a Kindle. I usually am a paperless person. Just read on the Kindle, because I can have so many books, and it fits in my bag without any issues, and it's the same weight. If I have 5 books, well, it will be really heavy. I mean, it will be so heavy. And it's the same for everything else, actually. You can go to the library if you really want to have
A physical
a
one.
paperback, a physical book. And it's the same for, I don't know, your wallet. Why do you need a wallet nowadays? You can just use a phone and pay with your phone. It's even safer. You don't need to have a wallet and check your wallet all the time if you didn't lose it. Or if you have your wallet, sometimes you just leave your wallet at home and say, oh, I have to go back home because I left my wallet. Your phone, usually you always have your phone, especially nowadays, you always have your phone with you. So this helps you to have everything in one place. Some people think it's more dangerous, but actually in a wallet you tend, before in the past, people used to have everything in their wallet too. So it's not necessarily more dangerous. And on your laptop as well, it's nice also to practice minimalism on your laptop. Like, just have one app, one software, one tool you use for most of the purpose you need. Like, sometimes you end up, especially on your phone, you have like three email apps. You have one Gmail, the default mail app, and then you have, I don't know, Outlook mail app, and then you have four different browsers. You have like Firefox, Chrome, Safari, and so on. Then you would
Internet
have,
Explorer.
oh yes, then you would have two notes apps, and then I mean two note apps, and then you would have, I don't know, three different games app. I mean three different game apps, and it's the same on your phone. You should just clean up your phone and having less. So after, when you need space, when you need to free up the storage of your phone, it will be so simple. And even, when you have a lot of browsers, after you don't remember, if you check in your history what website you went to, you have to check in every browser. It adds so much complexities that were not supposed to be there. You just add complexity for nothing. It doesn't help you. Always have less. Just make it everything simple. Use only one web browser. Use only, sometimes you want to be a bit fancy, you want to try new things, but then delete the other one in the meantime and just keep the one is the best for you, actually. That's it. And the same for if you have a business, just have, just use one accounting service, just use one tool that does it very well, and that's it. Just use one laptop. Always try to remove as much as complexity as possible, because this is also what is minimalism. It's about clean up your life to have less complexity, because with complexity it will just make things, I mean everything you will do on a daily basis will be much slower, because it's harder, and usually you will make more mistakes as well because you have more complexity.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've seen a video about her doing a challenge of minimalism, and then I've seen that it's not just about things, it's also about what you eat. It's
Oh
also
yes, I
about
see.
your activities on a daily basis that is not for you. It's also about what you think. So yeah, which is really interesting because it's just not about the 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 physical, the material things in life, but rather our practices as well, you know? Yeah.
Exactly. And after it becomes a bit like a habit,
A habit. Canceling all the noises that doesn't make
the
sense.
noises around.
Yeah. That
Definitely.
doesn't contribute to your well-being. It's like,
Yes.
I think minimalism is a wide concept. It's just not about material things,
Mm.
but rather much more, which is really, really interesting.
Yeah. It's only, consuming what we need, and yeah, that's it. It's the same for the food or for what you will eat. I mean, in my case, usually I never buy once for the whole week, like I never go to the grocery store like once a week. But I mean, for me, obviously, it will be different than with other people because I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat and fish. So that even allows me, especially when it's not really hot, to not need to have a fridge. So why
That's
do you
right.
need a fridge if you usually almost never store anything in it? And again, it's because always we see a house must to have a fridge. But no, why? Who said that? Like a house doesn't need a fridge if you don't need it. It only needs a fridge the size you need for the amount of food you need. It's like it's the same. Sometimes you have those kind of really big freezer, but you just have one box of ice cream in it. Why do you use a freezer for that? Like it's, yeah. Sometimes we don't even realize, but we, like my parents. I remember when I was a kid, they had so much food in the fridge. They didn't even know they were buying, like, I don't know, they needed mayonnaise sauce, and they bought it in the shop, and actually we had one already in the fridge. They just didn't see it, and that happened really often. And after you had food that was about to go bad, just because we didn't see, like we bought cheese or tomatoes and they were hidden by other items in the fridge, and at the end of the week we thought there was no tomatoes, and there were tomatoes, but then after they were like just rotten, or there was like mold on it, so we couldn't eat them because again more things add more complexity, and so you cannot see properly what you have in the fridge, and then you just forget about them, and then it doesn't last forever.
Yeah, and but of course it also depends on on your life situation, I would say.
Indeed,
It
yes.
does.
Again, when you have a family, when you have kids, it's a bit harder, but it shouldn't be an excuse, because sometimes you say, yes, I have kids, I can't do that. It's not for me, I have an excuse. It's just you give that excuse to feel you well. I mean, to forgive about your weakness, but actually, no. No excuses allowed. Like, you have kids, it's a bit harder, but you can make it work.
Yeah, make it work. I mean, not in a minimalist level, but probably just be tidy. Marie Kondo, your life.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Do the art of tidying. Yeah, I
S-
mean, in the principle that Marie Kon, I would
Oh,
say.
yes, he has some
Like,
principle.
yeah,
So, by the way, if you are interested about minimalism and tidy up your place, you have Leo Babota
yes,
about the mini habits, and you have obviously Marie Kondo, and she's more about
tidying and
organization
yeah,
and how to tidy up a place. So she actually has some principle, and she has the KonMari method, and actually she thinks that you should always organize and tidy your place by category. Not really by location, but by category. So you will have clothes, you will have movies, books, sentimental items. You would have other items, and yeah, papers also, miscellaneous items, and so you categorize them, and you just have to organize them very well. Like, if you have groceries, you should. I mean, you don't. If you really want to be minimalist, or maybe you just have chopsticks. In my case, I used to have chopsticks. When I was traveling, I had only chopsticks because I had just a backpack, a small one, and chopsticks is so easy to put it in the backpack. It's so easy to clean, and sometimes you buy food in the shop and you need something to eat. So if you have a fork after, or a fork or a knife or a spoon, it's harder to clean it, and you have bacteria. Bacteria are. I mean, I don't know. To me, wood is cleaner. You can clean up easier, and yeah. Anyways, so if you have cutleries, you would organize your drawer very well with, like, first you have all the spoons, and then you have just the forks, and then you have just the knives, and then after you would have in some small boxes you would have, I don't know, like, in that box I just have all spices, and then in the other box I have everything about, like, rice, pasta, and all the dried items, and you can tidy up like that by category.
that's right. And it's basically also letting go of things you don't use anymore. So um it's not really minimalism, but it helps, especially for
Yes,
people who cannot practice the minimalism and in full force.
it's a start.
It's a start, yes. So yeah, I think a lot of people know Maria Kondo as well. So I think we don't need that much explanation about her because yeah, she's so famous. She has a Netflix show for those people who live under a rock. But yeah,
Yes,
she
especially
does.
when you have a family, and when your place is kind of
A
messy.
mess, yeah.
Yes, when it's a mess. Yes, it's really good. And otherwise, you can always check Leo Babota. It's Zen Habits, actually, not Mini Habits. Zen Habits. But yeah, Mini Habits is something else, actually. And about personal items, I was about to think that sometimes you receive photos. I mean, physical photos, pictures, and you receive postal cards, and sometimes it's a lot. It takes a lot of space, and you don't know what you want to do, because you want to keep them because you like the postal card you received. But some of them you say, yeah, the postal card is not that good, but I like the text on it. How can I do it? But it takes such a space. I mean, a bit, but still, sometimes when you want to be really minimalist, or when you want to move somewhere with just a backpack, you have to find a way. So you can just make them paperless. Just take a picture, a photo. In my case, I'm still using Evernote to scan all my documents, but not only documents, also sentimental items like postal cards. I would receive, like nowadays, I receive a lot from my mom's, and if I just want to save them in a safe place, well, I just scan them and I just save them on my phone, and that's it. And all my items I want to keep, I can just numerize. I can just make them as digital.
Yeah, like digitalizing
Digitalize.
things.
Thank you. Yeah, digitalize the items.
Much more like with books as well, no? Which we've spoken. Kindle.
Yes, you don't take photos of the book, but then you just buy an ebook.
Yes,
indeed.
or borrow it from the library, which is possible.
That's also
you don't
really
have
good.
to spend money.
No,
yeah.
no.
Not at
And
all.
you have also those kinds of communal libraries, not libraries, but bookshelves. You have the bookshelf where everybody can put a book, and so you can read them. In the city, sometimes you have them outside, like you have a small box.
Oh yeah, which is really cool.
You open a small, it's like a drawer. I mean, not really a drawer,
a
but
small cupboard, I would say.
Yeah, and you just have some books, and you can take one and give one back.
Yeah,
it's a really good idea.
Yeah,
I really like that.
It also strengthens the community, but we digress anyway.
Yes. So yeah, minimalism helps for everything. Like I said, complexity, freedom, because you don't have excuse. Oh, I can't move to Costa Rica tomorrow because I have so many things. I cannot leave the place. But yeah, you can actually if you have not much. If everything fits in a backpack, it's fine. In my case, my whole home, my house was my backpack. Now I have been in the same place for 2 years, and that's dangerous. Not 2 years, but I've been in the same country for nearly 2 years. So that's a bit dangerous because you accumulate more and more things, especially when you live also in the same place, in the same apartment, like what you could experiment. I mean, you could experienced when you are at your place before for quite a long time. I think it was over a year, and you had so much. And it's always when you move to another place, it's always when you are moving to another place that you take the opportunity to clean up everything and to just like throw away what you don't need. But it shouldn't be the case. It should never be the case, because those things should have never end up at your place. You should always have it's really hard, because in my case it does happen, but yeah, you should just be careful a bit.
Yeah. And also being a minimalist, practicing it is good because you save money.
Indeed.
Which is nice. Yeah. It's a good plus, I would say.
Yeah, that's the icing on the cake, I would say.
Yeah, it's cherry at the top.
Saves money, and so you can use your money for things you really like and you really enjoy, instead of buying things actually you don't enjoy. I'll buy a rubber duck. Well, why?
You don't even have a bathtub.
Yes, but sometimes, it's just an example actually. You buy a teddy bear, you spend $50 on a teddy bear. Will it make your life happier?
No. But I lost $50, which is I'm unhappy.
Yes.
And I have a big distaste for teddy bears.
Indeed. And if you feel lonely and you really want to hug something, you can hug your pillow.
Yeah.
Actually.
Hug your pillow. Hug a tree. It's a good practice.
Yes, not when you sleep, but yeah.
Not when you sleep.
Hug a tree. Yes.
Hug a tree. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can take just a forest bath. And yeah, that's it.
So
yeah, I think do you have anything to add about minimalism?
Yeah, for me that's it. I'm on a journey towards minimalism. I'm not yet there, but
So you are in the middle,
I'm
or
in the middle.
yes, in the
But in
process.
the process of letting go of things, actually, I'm starting to think that I should donate um, next week because not because I'm a bit lazy to do it now, but I'm also a busy girl, okay? So I
I
have things
like
to do.
that.
So, which is good. I really like it. And now I'm really happy once when I move somewhere else again and see that what I've been doing now, the seed that I've been planting today
The seeds.
has I will reap the benefits of what I have planted, which is having being freer, which is what we mentioned, and just just thinking that I've helped myself and the environment as well, which is really nice.
Uh,
And that's it for me. How about you?
Amazing. I just wanted to add something when you were speaking about the time. Like now you are a busy girl. Sometimes I think about everyone who has unfortunately a messy house, and they say yes, but I can't tidy my house because I don't have time. It actually doesn't require much time. You can just spend 5 minutes, but every day, just doing a little part. Every day, 5 minutes. You will maybe start by your underwear in your drawer. You will just tidy them up. You will, maybe you will fold them in a certain way. So it will take less space, and then your socks, you will fold them as well. Just take 5 minutes, and then the next day you will do your trousers, you will do your shirts, and you will also see the ones you don't need anymore, and maybe you can donate to them. And then you will do, I don't know, the kitchen, and just 5 minutes a day. It doesn't require a lot of time, and it's possible. Don't give you excuse you are too busy. Just 5 minutes a day, a little part. And even if it sounds really little, just just to, like, if for 5 minutes in the morning I fold correctly my underwears, it doesn't sound much, but if I do that every day for 5 minutes,
It
it will be
accumulates.
a lot. It will be exponential at the end of the year.
Yes. And
So
also don't make the same mistake of, let's say you did folded all your underwear, but then the next thing is like the new laundry, you just chuck them in. I mean,
oh,
that's
no, you
putting
should,
your progress to zero.
exactly, then you
Spend the
should
next
keep
five
the same,
minutes.
yeah,
Yes, of
keep the
doing, yeah.
same, yeah, obviously don't destroy what you did.
No, don't do it. So basically, if you do that, you just wasted the 5 minutes you spent before folding those underwear.
Totally right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that will be it for me. And happy minimalism day, life, and goodbye.
Goodbye.